Are you feeling stuck learning English? Like you're trying to run through mud? Well, in this explainer, we're going to spark a total mindset revolution. Our goal? To make your learning fast, effective, and honestly, even joyful. So, let's get right into it.
Let's kick things off with this really powerful idea from Jack Ma. See, English isn't just another subject you have to study. It's a bridge. It's what connects you to global opportunities, to new people, and to a whole world of knowledge. Getting this one idea, really letting it sink in, can change everything about how you learn.
Okay, so picture this. There are two completely different paths. On one side, you've got the slow learner, who's totally trapped by grammar rules and is terrified of making mistakes. And on the other side, you've got the fast learner, who's driven by a love for the language, someone who actually chases mistakes to learn from them. Your speed, you see, isn't about talent, it's about which of these mindsets you decide to choose. And that brings us to the most important question, right? What really separates these two learners? I'll give you a hint. It's not about where you live or what books you buy. The difference is all internal.
Here's the first major principle. Your mindset is the engine that drives everything. You have to forget this idea that some people have a special talent for languages. What you really need is passion for the journey and the courage to mess up. A lot. This leads to a concept that I absolutely love. It's called shameless learning. It's this practice of treating your mistakes not as failures, not as something to be embarrassed about, but as your greatest teachers. Every single error is a lesson, a little stepping stone. They aren't a source of shame. They are literally the fuel for your progress.
So how do you actually build this mindset? Well, start by treating English like a friend, not an enemy. Focus on just communicating, on getting your idea across, not on perfect grammar. You've got to be fearless and shameless. Find the joy in the little moments of progress and become an active, curious hunter for new knowledge. I'm telling you, when your brain actually enjoys learning, it just soaks up the language like a sponge.
Okay, now let's tackle the one habit that slows down pretty much everyone, translating everything in your head. It's time to literally rewire your brain for speed. Thinking in your native language first is like trying to run a race with heavy chains wrapped around your legs. Just think about it. You hear something in English, you translate it, you form a reply in your language, then you translate it back. It's exhausting, and it means you'll always be a few steps behind the actual conversation.
So how do you break those chains? It's actually pretty simple. Here are 3 things you can start doing today. 1. Start small. Just name objects around you directly in English. Look at your desk. Pen, computer, water. 2. Narrate your own actions. As you do things, say them. I am thirsty. I feel great. And 3, and this is a game changer, use a technique called shadowing. You listen to a native speaker and you immediately repeat what they say, just like an echo. This trains your mouth and your mind to work together at the same speed.
The next big step is about total immersion. And listen, you don't have to move to another country to do this. You can create your own English world right where you are right now.
Think about it this way. You can read books about grammar for years, but that's like reading a book about how to swim. To actually learn, you have to jump in the water. You have to use the language. And you can jump in right now. Change the language settings on your phone and your laptop. That's an easy one. Connect English to things you already love. Sports, movies, cooking, whatever it is. Fill your commute or your workout with English podcasts. And here's the most crucial part. 30 focused minutes every single day is way more powerful than trying to cram for 5 hours once a week. Consistency is key.
All right, let's talk about the biggest barrier for most people, the fear of speaking. We need to completely reframe the goal here. Stop aiming for perfection. Start aiming for connection.
I want you to remember this number, 1. Every time you open your mouth and make a mistake, you are taking exactly 1 step forward. Staying silent? That's 0 steps. So mistakes aren't failure. They are the physical proof that you're actually moving forward. This is so important. A broken English that's spoken with confidence is always more powerful than a perfect English that stays silent in your head. Your ideas, your thoughts, they deserve to be heard. Right now, just as you are.
Let this one really sink in. The world doesn't belong to the person who speaks perfect English. It belongs to the one who dares to speak. It belongs to the people who connect, who try, who communicate. Daring to speak, even when it's not perfect, is the final key that unlocks everything.
So after all this, after changing your mindset, rewiring your brain, and finding the courage to speak, really, the only question left is, are you ready to be heard?